Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, and today I'm doing a book review for you guys. It is a religious book, so if you do not like religion, or don't believe in Buddha, or don't want my opinion, don't take what I say to heart. I'm just telling you about the book. I don't know what all I should tell you, because I feel like religion is such a touchy, subject, right? But I personally like different religions and learning about different religions, and I would to some extent say that I am an omnist. I believe that all religions are correct to some aspect, or to some extent. We are all very much alike. It's just we're very much alike and we're very much different. That's what I'm gonna say. I don't really want to get too much into it. I just want to tell you guys about the book. So there you go. That's my 2 cents. Disclaimer, whatever you want to call it. But I read this one because this was actually my grandmother's book. She was Japanese and a Buddhist, and I grew up in Fresno, California, which is where this book takes place pretty much. It's called Why Pursue the Buddha by Gibun Kimura, and it's a very old book. It was written in 1976. And it is literally a bunch of like short articles that he wrote, or letters that were sent to him as a minister. And he was the minister of the Fresno Buddhist temple. And that's him on the back. I don't know. I really enjoyed this book because it was, I don't know. It was a bunch of short stories, and it all kind of added together. It got a little bit deep for me in some parts where I was like, okay, like, whoa, like, makes your heart and your head think a little bit too much. But that's good. That's like what a book's supposed to do, right? So anyway, I'm really glad that I read it because it was very encouraging for me. But I'm very into religions. And so, I mean, for me, it was like, wow, if you don't know anything about Buddhism, it's kind of hard to understand. I know a little bit, and even I was kind of like, okay, what is that? But he's very good at like saying what it is in English or on the common ground, like explaining. So like, even like it, anyway, so personally, I'm like, I really like the book. And I thought it was cool because it kind of took place in my hometown, and that doesn't happen very often. Fresno is a very small town, and was a very, very small town back whenever this was written. Yeah, but my grandma owned a restaurant, and it was across the street from the Fresno Buddhist temple. So I thought that was really, really cool. Like, for me, it's like, it's home, and even just like the Japanese part, this is the first very Japanese book that I've read, not very Japanese, but kind of Japanese book that I've read. And like, I mean, I grew up around it a little bit because we lived with my grandma and she was Japanese. And so like some of the wording, like whenever I said it, it was like, oh, that reminds me of being little. You know what I mean? Like that kind of a thing. So it hit very personal for me. I don't know if it would do that for everybody, but so basically what he does in this book is he takes articles that he wrote for like the Japanese, articles, well, not even just Japanese journals, but like magazines and stuff that are newspapers that he wrote articles for. And then the second part is a bunch of letters. So people would write letters to the temple, or letters to him, or letters to Buddha, and give them to the temple. And he had a collection of letters from a bunch of the members of the temple. And I mean, I'm sure he has way more than he puts in this book, but he put a bunch in here, and some of them are just like, some of them are very heartwarming, some of them are very heartbreaking. And like, it took me like, okay, I have to stop, like, because there's one, it's about this guy who wrote these letters, who could no longer speak or move or anything, and he was writing to the temple using his family member, and just like about how he feels, like he can no longer contribute, and like he's worthless, and all kinds of, and like, yeah. And some of them he would respond to, so he would, anyway, so there were moments where it was very hard to read because you're like, you think about that, and like, I never really thought about that. I never thought like, what if I was bedridden and, you know, but you still have the capability to think, and you're like, oh, I'm going to get up and do this, and you physically can't, and you're never going to again, and you feel just worthless, you know what I mean? And like your family's just, I mean, hopefully they don't treat you like you're suffering, but you know, sometimes they do. And especially getting into medical and stuff like that, like somebody brought that up to me, actually, not that particular scene, but they were talking about how they worked in a nursing home as a CNA, and the people would tell them, oh, my children are going to come see me tomorrow, and like the children never came to visit them, and like they would cry and cry and cry, and I'm like, that breaks my heart. Like, so yeah, so, and then he was very like, his response to them was like, you know, you still are capable, you're able to, Luna, come here, baby. Sorry, my cat is meowing like crazy. Come here, yes, thank you. So he would respond to them and say, well, yeah, you still can do something. You can pray, and pray for your family. Pray, you know, pray for yourself, pray for the world. And that alone is helping in some way. And I never thought of it that way, but it's true, you know. This is Luna, by the way. So, I don't know. So for me, I liked the book a lot. I thought it was interesting, but I like nonfiction, and I like all types of books, literally all types of books. Dark romance, kind of smut. I have a lot of ocean books and like science-based books and animals and stuff like that. And I have a lot of fiction, and I have a lot of kids books, and I have a lot of everything. So, but anyway, this was for meditative, and I don't know that it was meditative, but it did give me an insight to a religion that I don't know too much about, but now I'm a little bit curious about it. So there you go. There's my 2 cents. If you can find this book, good luck. It was on Amazon whenever I checked, because I wanted to make sure you guys were actually able to get the book. Somebody had it on Amazon. I don't know if they have several copies or what, or if it's, I have no idea. But if you can find this book, it is worth the read if you are into religion, Buddhism, whatever. And yeah, I personally liked it. I thought it was interesting, and it didn't read hard because the guy's Japanese, you know. So at first I was like, well, maybe. Oh, and he does talk about whenever he was in a one of the Japanese camps. So yeah, historical, I don't know, whatever you guys want to call it, but I personally liked the book a lot. So there you go. There's my 2 cents, and I will see you guys in my next video, because I'm gonna go. I have so much to get done today, and I just need to go. All right, I will talk to you guys later, and I will talk to you next time. Bye.